The lion pride searches for a water sanctuary amid the scorching heat, mainly to ensure their survival in the face of water and impending danger nearby. As crocodiles relentlessly pursue the weary cubs, they make a mad run for the water. Instantly sensing their disappearance, their mother, well cognizant of the seriousness of the situation, rushes to rescue them. The pride of lions takes a short break before attempting the hazardous feat of crossing the river to reach the other side. Even though it puts her offspring in danger, the mother lion feels obligated to lead her pride. The lionesses move in together, ready for an unexpected attack. But when they go to the second bank, Mother finds one cub gone. And the crocodiles are watching it closely. The mother bear looks down on her kid in terror as the little cub hesitates before mustering up the nerve to move forward. The importance of time grows. Will the crocodiles attack before he can get to his mother? The young cub somehow makes it to safety. As it retreated, the lionesses pursued the crocodile that had been defeated. A tremendous rumble reverberates across the grassland. Surviving the terrifying ordeal, this hardy cub proves everyone wrong. In their dogged pursuit of food and water, buffalo herds cover incredible distances, frequently crossing tens of kilometers. Youngsters are guaranteed protection throughout this dangerous voyage, so long as they stay near to their moms. In the midst of the mayhem, a pride of lions keeps a close eye on the herd. Planning an assault and taking advantage of any openings they see. A mother and her young are the targets of the lion's attack as they zero in on the defenseless pair. A catastrophic conflict erupts. A ferocious lioness sets her sight on the helpless calf as the rest of the pride attacks the mother. The mother buffalo tries her hardest to protect her young, but her efforts are in vain. The mother of the buffalo watches helplessly as her son's tragic downfall unfolds, evoking a scene of overwhelming maternal instinct that fuels deep sadness and anguish. One of the lionesses takes a hard hit as she strikes back. Nevertheless, the lions retaliate with resolute resolve, continuing to fight until they overcome her and knock her to the ground. After a fierce struggle, the pride of lions wins the victory with a big feast, but not before one of their own suffers a terrible wound. In most cases, tremendous sacrifice is necessary for great success. Lion pride dynamics are complicated and dynamic, with the addition of females occurring at various points in the intricate web of lion society. The vicious purification process begins, however, when these mothers give birth to male progeny. In an effort to eradicate the offspring and clean up their lineage. Primordial targets within this pride include the preyed upon lioness and her defenseless cubs. They zero in on her because she is vulnerable and alone. As the male lions charge the lioness with unbridled aggression, a terrifying vision materializes, prophesying the imminent extinction. Even though she fights bravely, her tiny ones are helpless in the face of the unrelenting attack. The additional mothers join in the hysteria and slaughter their helpless children in a horrific sight evocative of genocide. The once promising future has now been shattered. Tragically, the mother gives in to her fate while carrying the burden of her serious injuries, leaving her powerless and broken. A mother lioness brutally devours a helpless cub, ripping his delicate body to shreds as she does it. Tore his head off his small body. At these horrific times, the lion culture's inhumane norms and practices become apparent, showing that it has never understood mercy. She had a high status within her pride before the other lions betrayed her by killing off her cubs, who were fathered by a male outside of the pride. They resolved to do something about it because they considered this as an attack on the pride leader's authority. During the attack by her pride, she found 3 of her cubs dead. She sobbed over their lifeless bodies as she mourned their loss and experienced a profound sense of rejection from her previous pride. Her heart was heavy with sorrow and pain. Even though she made an effort to start afresh with her surviving cub, she never got over the death of her other cubs. It was not an easy road. A band of feral dogs lay in wait for them as they walked by, and they watched with ravenous eyes as they approached. The canines charged at the enemy out of nowhere. In a ferocious defense, the mother fought the dogs off with her formidable jaws and keen claws. However, it was a brutal and violent battle. The hounds were unforgiving, but she held on for a long time. At long last, she was able to escape alive from the gang of ferocious canines. She was unable to view her cub as she was cornered by multiple dogs. There were serious wounds on the cub. His back legs had been severed, and he was in excruciating agony. It was obvious that they were in for a long and arduous voyage. The mother's love for her cub was unwavering, and she would spare no effort in protecting them. So they persevered through thick and thin. They were able to weather the wilderness together and even prosper. In the African savannah, the wild dogs, also called African painted dogs, are among the best hunters. In the wilds of Africa, they are unstoppable due to their speed, endurance, and cooperation. The wild dogs are adept hunters, but they are also aware that baboons are dangerous animals. The swarm of feral canines persisted unflinchingly. They were so intent on killing the baboons that they pursued them through the forest. The mother baboon put her children's protection ahead of her own when she fought off a band of wild canines that had cornered her. Perched far above the savage dogs, she ensured their safety. The mother could do nothing to stop the wild dogs from following. In their relentless pursuit of the mother and her young, they persisted in circling the tree. The gang of dogs finally killed the baboon after a protracted struggle, and the animal became their meal. Despite their hunting prowess, the wild dogs encountered stiff opposition from the baboons. The gang of untamed canines ultimately emerged victorious, earning their next meal with a kill. With her young baby by her side, this leopardess was capturing precious moments in the wild. To help him learn self-defense and hunting techniques, she was gently wrestling him. Unexpected danger abruptly ended this wonderful mother-son encounter. A hyena, which had no intention of helping them, was lurking nearby. As soon as she saw the assailant, the protective mother struck back. She barked at the hyena, attacking his neck and cutting his face with her claws. The hyena drew back and ran for the river as she proceeded to attack his head. Leopardus realized he was hell-bent on finding her baby and resolved to put a stop to his evil schemes. In preparation for the impending battle, she slaked her thirst. Seeing that the hyena was adamant on staying in the water, the leopardess pounced. She pursued the elusive infant hyena in the forest and put an end to his life. This allowed her to exact her vengeance. After the cub's death, the hyena pack resolved to get revenge. While the leopardess was out hunting, they ambushed her in an attempt to murder her. Despite the huge cat's best efforts to stay hidden, the hyenas eventually caught wind of her and chased her away. Even though she was outnumbered, their obstinate cat still wouldn't give up. She was pursued by the two brothers. The hyenas finally formed a pack and launched an assault on the leopardess. After they caught her in the forest, they positioned her in the middle of the death circle. Their cries for vengeance sounded like a rallying cry, so the pack bit the leopardess's flesh and tortured her until she was nearly killed from her wounds. A chill ran down the baboon's spine as it remained still while lionesses crept silently up on their unsuspecting victims. In a flurry of speed and elegance, the lioness chased after the evasive baboon. When lions are on the ground pursuing them, baboons typically hide among the branches. When their prey remains evasive, not even the strongest lions will continue their chase. They wait patiently near their prey's hiding place, prepared to grab the opportunity when it comes, but patience has its limits. The baboon mustered all its bravery and dashed towards the dark figure that might have been its worst enemy. The unfaltering bravery of smaller animals can frighten off lions, no matter how powerful they are. A brave baboon serves as an inspiration to its fellow baboons by fearlessly leading by example. Every year, around 4 million females travel from all over the Pacific to this shore to lay their eggs. At the age of 40-something, they were born on the exact same beach. Her fatigue is intensified by the suffocating force of gravity and the dense sand. At this yearly gathering, she has been seen by black vultures. They will gladly devour any turtle eggs or hatchlings. When her nest is too low or too shallow, she uses her fins as shovels to dig all the way down. In the span of an hour, she lays 100 eggs, sometimes 2 at a time. After they're done, the scavengers will come in. The number of eggs, however, will remain concealed. There is a synchronized march of thousands upon thousands of these tiny organisms as the birthing season of sea turtles approaches. However, they encountered a powerful foe in the form of frigate birds who flocked to the beaches in search of easy meal. Chaos ensued despite the insurmountable obstacles. Some of the turtles were able to get away from the frigate birds. A select handful were able to reach the water, a safe haven where they could continue to develop. However, most of them called it quits before they even set out. Those lucky enough to make it out alive had reason to believe in a better world and the possibility of carrying on the natural order of things. If they made it this far, the survivors will follow in their mum's footsteps and go back to the beach where they were born.